right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thanks for joining us here today on the live stream. Now today we're going to be talking about designing your own custom collage. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to take you into Photoshop. We're going to design a custom collage template, and then I'm going to show you how to upload it into Zenfolio, and then what we're going to do is make that available to your client. So this is going to show you how to go into Photoshop, create a custom collage template. We're going to upload it into Zenfolio. Your clients will be able to go in and pick their own photos. Now, before we get into that, if this is your first time joining us on the live stream, make sure to say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. We do live streams every Thursday showing you guys how to do new things in your account and how to be successful through Zenfolio. So make sure you subscribe so you get those notifications. Hanging out today with me in chat, I've got Katie helping me moderate the chat, so make sure you guys say hi to Katie. And if this is your first time, like I said, make sure to say hi and let us know where you're from. Always glad to have Roxanne hanging out with us. Looks like she is getting ready to make some coffee, which I just got back from making mine. So here's to you, Roxanne. Hopefully you get your coffee made soon. All right, guys, let's jump into Photoshop and start this, all right? But before we jump into Photoshop, actually, what we're gonna do first is, before you ever design a template, the first thing that you actually wanna do is you actually need to know the size of this template and the layout that you need and that kind of information. So let's jump into Zenfolio really quick. So we're just gonna hop right into Zenfolio here. And what we're gonna do is go up to Selling right up here and just click on that. And then over on the left-hand side under Selling, you're going to see Template Designs. This is where you're going to go to see what kinds of things you can create templates for. So we're going to click in Template Designs. And this is going to bring us up to a list. Now, I've already been playing around with this a little bit today, but let me just walk you through it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click Create New. And this is going to show you all of the different products that you can design templates for. So if I scroll down here, you can see there's lots of different products that you can design templates for. There's collages, there's book covers, there's bragging books, calendars, all kinds of different products in here that you can design templates for in Photoshop and upload and make available to your clients. Now, one of the things that you want to do is you want to take the price list. If you haven't created one yet, you want to think about your price list and think about the vendor that you're going to use, because you want to make sure that you create a template that's available for the vendor that you're going to use on your price list. So in order to do that, you're going to click right up here and you can see the different vendors. If you click on one, it will let you know what products are available to design templates for through that specific vendor. So in this case today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a template for MPix Lab. I'm going to scroll down and we are going to create a 20 by 16 collage template. So this part is a very important step, guys. You want to get here, because what this is going to do is this is going to give you the information that you need when you go into Photoshop to design this template. So we're going to make a landscape one. So I'm going to click Landscape. That's going to load us up to the design screen here. And then in order to get the template information, I'm going to click Upload Background Design. And this is going to tell me right here what size my template needs to be. So I need to start off with a 675 or 6075 by 4875 at 300 DPI. That's what my document needs to be. And then from there, I can go in and make the template within those limitations any way that I want. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into Photoshop here. So let me jump into Photoshop. All right, so we're going to jump into Photoshop. And then here in Photoshop, what we're going to do is just create a new document. Now, I might be using some keyboard shortcuts here in a few of these steps. If you pay attention to the top right corner of your screen up here, it'll let you know the keyboard shortcuts that I'm using. But first, let's go ahead and create a new template here. So a new not template, but a new document. So we're going to create a new one. And if you remember, the size that we needed was 6075 by 4875. So I'm already got that information in here. And then the 300 DPI right here for the resolution. Now, when you're at this stage, if you plan on making a couple of different template designs for this particular product, one of the things that you might think about doing is saving this particular size as a preset. So if you click here, we can save this to be a 16 by 20 collage template preset. So if we want to make different styles of these, we can start off with this template first, and we don't have to remember the dimensions and all of that. So I'm going to save that as a preset, and then I'm just going to go up here and give this a name really quick. So I'm just going to call this custom collage ZFL. All right, so we've given this a name, and we're going to click OK. All right, so here we are in Photoshop. We've got this document opened up. Now, the first thing that we want to do is we want to create a grid on here. The reason we want to create a grid on this is because that's going to help us visualize the layout that we're making. So my favorite way of creating a grid is by using the guide layout. So what I'm going to do is come up here to the top. We're going to go to View, and I'm going to say New Guide Layout right here. And now, by default, the guide is like 1 by 1, and this. What I want to do is create a grid across here again, because I want to visualize my template and the image placeholders that I'm going to be making. So I'm going to make this a 6-column by 6-row grid. And then what I want to do is I want to put some uniform bleed area around everything. So I'm going to go to margins and set my margins to be 100 pixels around each edge here. All right. So now we've got a nice, and let me just zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see that. Well, I'll zoom in just a second. Let me finish setting up these settings. But we've got a nice 100 pixel bleed area around here. And next what I want to do is in between the gutters here, I want to put a 100 pixel gutter. So we're going to do 100 pixels there and 100 pixels here. All right. So I'm going to hit OK. And now let me zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see this a little bit better. This is what I've created. It's basically just a grid layout here with all of these guides on here. Now, if you don't see these guides when you're initially creating them, chances are you might have the extras set to not show. So what you want to do in Photoshop is come up here to View, go to Show, and make sure Extras is selected, then go to Show and choose your guides right here. Now, keyboard shortcut, Command H. So using Command H right here, let me turn my caster on really quick. There we go. Now it should show up here. So Command H will hide and unhide your guides. All right. So we want those guides on. And now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to choose our selection tool. So we're going to use our selection tool right here. And what we're going to do is make sure that we have the add selection option. That means I can just click and just kind of come in here and select a bunch of stuff, and it keeps adding. All right, so that's what the tool that we're going to be using. All right, so let's grab that tool. And now I'm going to be repeating a lot of the same action over and over again. What I'm going to be doing is making selections, and then I'm going to be filling them with a color, making image placeholders. And I want to do this as fast as possible, but there's a reason why I'm doing it the way I want to do this. It's because I want to do it in certain layers so that if I don't like the layout that I designed, I can really easily just go back and tweak a certain layer and not have to start all over. So in order to make this process faster, what we're going to do is create an action that's going to let us push a button and fill my selection with color, making an image placeholder. All right, so let me hide this keystroke thing here really quick because you guys need to be able to see up here. And what we're going to do is if you go to the action section right here, I've already got one set up, but we're going to just create a new one from scratch really quick. So let me delete this action. All right, and if you guys aren't familiar with the actions window, you can get to the show just by going to View and then actually go to Window and make sure Actions is selected, and that will show your actions window here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and record an action. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a placeholder selection. So I'm just going to do the middle right here, and I'm going to do it right in between these guides, and I'm going to come down to right about here and make a selection. Now, what I want to do is fill this selection with a color because it's a image placeholder, and I want to be able to visualize this. So that's what we're going to record the action for. So with that selected, I'm going to go over to my actions window, add a new action right here. I'm just going to call this black color fill. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just make it red so it's easy to see. It's in my Zenfolio action set right here. I'm going to record this. And now all I'm going to do is jump back to my layers panel really quick and make a new solid color layer and just make it black. All right. So that's all that I'm doing. All right, let me grab this. There we go. All right, so we're making that black. And that's all that I want this action to do. So I'm going to go back to the action window and I'm going to hit stop. All right. So now we're going to set this action window to show in button mode. So I just click this button and it fills the color for me in what I have selected. Now, that took a little bit to get to, but trust me, it's going to make this process a lot faster and a lot more efficient. So now all I have to do is start selecting my image placeholder areas and then hit that button and it's going to fill them, and you guys will see what we'll end up with. So let me jump down here to the bottom and select this next one right here. So I'm going to go right here and select that one and click the button. All right. So you guys can see how I'm using that grid to make my image placeholders, and then I'm using this just to do exactly what I want. It makes it so much faster. So let's just go here and select this square right here. All right, right there, and fill that. Same thing over here. And we're going to fill that square in right there. All right, so far I've got these two and those. Now let's do something a little bit different up here. All right, so what we're going to do on these two up at the top here is I'm just going to go right here. And for these two, I'm going to go ahead and do them at the same exact time because it'd be pretty easy to come back and change these if I wanted to. All right, so the same thing down here. Let's go back here. And we're just creating image placeholders. All right. And this might not make a lot of sense right now, but after I get this finished, I'll be uploading it into Zenfolio. It's going to make a lot more sense. You're going to see exactly why I'm doing this. All right, so we've got those two. All we have left are these. So let's finish these up. Let me just select this right here. All right, we're going to fill that one. And then let's do something different on this side right here. All right. And then we'll do it the same thing down here at the bottom. We're just making a collage template. So all these little black squares, what they represent places. Oops. And that one I did not do very good. So let me undo that one. And let me make sure that I am getting it all the way on. But these little black squares, all they represent are places where your clients can add photos to this template. So we'll be able to add photos to each one of these black squares spaces once we get this uploaded into Zenfolio. All right, so next we're going to do this last one right here. And we'll just do these two little squares at the same time. All right, guys, that is all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command H. That's going to hide those. And now you can see we've got a collage template kind of created. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to go back to our layers panel. And now if I didn't quite like this layout and maybe I wanted to change it up just a little bit, since I have these almost all in separate layers, I could just find the one that I wanted and remove it and change just that section, and I wouldn't have to start all over. So that's why I created all these placeholders as separate layers. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to merge all of these together. So the first thing you want to do is we're going to come down here and we're actually going to hide this background layer because we're going to use a keyboard shortcut to hide all these. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to use a keyboard shortcut to merge all of these. So what we're going to do is hold Shift, hit Shift, Command, and E, and that's going to merge all of your visible layers into one layer. All right, now let's set that background layer to show again. Let's go ahead and unlock the background layer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hold Command on our keyboard, click on this color layer, and then I'm going to hit, I think it's Shift Command I to invert my selection. So it's selected all of the colors now, and then we inverted it to select outside of the colors. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go right here and we're just going to create a layer mask. So you can see basically what that did was that cut all of those black squares out of that background layer. All right. And that's all we were after, was we were creating our template and then cutting out all those placeholders, because the images are actually going to go behind that or in that space. So now the last thing that we need to do is we need to export this to upload to Zenfolio. So the key that you want to do is you want to get this exported as a transparent PNG file. So there's two ways of doing that in Photoshop, depending on which version you have. This is Photoshop CC. So what I'm going to do is go to File, Export, and then I can do Quick Export as a PNG file. Or the other option, if you have an older version of Photoshop, I use CS6 on my personal computer, you're going to want to go to File, and I think it says something like Save for Web right here. This would be the option that you would want. So let me show you that option because it's a little bit more detailed. We're going to go Save for Web. Let me pull this over here so you guys can see it. Now, it's important that on the preset, right under here, under the preset, that you have PNG 24 selected. You cannot do this with PNG 8. You're going to see when I select that, I guess you can do it with PNG 8, but PNG 24 is going to be a lot better quality. However, if you have JPEG or GIF selected, it's not going to work. See how it just turns white? We're after those transparent areas. So you're going to select PNG 24. Make sure that the transparency option is checked. And then you're just going to go down here to the bottom and click Save. And we're just going to save this here in today's screenshots. I'll just call this Collage 2. It's a PNG file. We're going to hit Save. And that's going to save that on my desktop. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and save this file here. So I'm going to do Save As. And we'll just save this as Collage. And then we're going to jump back into Zenfolio. I'll show you how to upload that background design and make this available for your clients. As we're going through this process, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you're getting those in the chat so I can get those answered for you, even if they're off topic, completely related to something else. And also, guys, in the link below this video, in the description there's a link. There's a couple of links. There's a link to where you can actually download just the tutorial on how to do this, what I just did. I created a tutorial earlier, and I uploaded it so you guys can actually download it. It's in the description below the video right now. But let's go into Zenfolio, and let's go ahead and get this uploaded. So let me jump over to Zenfolio here really quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to upload the background design. So we're back at this window. And if you don't remember how we got here, just go to Selling, Templated Products right here, Template Designs. Click Create New. And then choose a vendor. And then choose the product that you want. So in this case, it's a 20 by 16. We're going to do Landscape. And now we're going to upload that background design that we just created. So we're going to upload that. We're going to choose the file. And right here it is, Collage 2 PNG file. And click Upload. And now that's going to upload this template into Zenfolio. And you're going to see some pretty awesome things happen. One of the things that's really cool about this is that Zenfolio recognizes the places that have transparency, and it automatically puts image placeholders in there for you. That's one of the things that happens. Now, while we're waiting on this to upload, let me jump back in Photoshop and show you guys a couple of things that you could do with that background image. So let me just pull Photoshop back here really quick, and let me just jump down here to my Photoshop thing. There we go. So you guys, this doesn't have to be a white background. You could change this color. You could put a bevel on it. You could put a drop shadow, whatever you wanted to do. If you wanted to add some layer styling to this, you can add a layer styling. You can add a pattern over it. It can be a different color. The key thing is just making this so that you have these cutouts where the images actually go. All right. All right, so let me close down Photoshop now that we've got that uploaded. No, I don't want to save. All right, and we'll jump back here in Zenfolio. All right, now you can see the background layer has been uploaded, the background design, and Zenfolio automatically added all of the image placeholders that we needed in here for us already. So these are all spaces where your clients can drag their images to put on this custom template that we created. Now again, another idea that you could do is if you wanted to leave a little bit more white space somewhere on it, you could add a text placeholder and let your clients actually put their names on this template as well. So if you wanted to let them put their family name, you can leave a space on the template to do that and then add a text placeholder. Now, if we scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see all the photo placeholders that Zenfolio created. And this is just like Photoshop, guys. These are layers. The layer that's on top obviously is going to be shown first. So one thing to keep in mind is if you add any kind of drop shadow, any kind of effects or styling to that background design, you might want to take it and drag that layer up to the top so that your drop shadow appears over the top of the photo placeholders when they're there. All right, guys, now that we've got this done, there's a next button up here somewhere. Yep, right up here in the top left or top right. So we're going to click next. Excuse me. Let me grab some water while we're nexting here. All right, and then we're going to give this a display name. So I'm just going to call this custom collage template ZFL. All right. And then the next thing down here is design group. Now it's really important that you pay attention to what design group that you put this template in, because when you go to add it to your price list, that is where that template is going to appear. So in this case, I'm going to put this in the 16 by collage template design group right here. And then we're just going to click save, or you can click publish. I'm going to click save just to show you that you can publish it on this page as well. So here's that template. I'm going to hit publish for sale. And the cool thing about this is that even though we created that template from the MPix dropdown, there are other vendor labs in Zenfolio that offer that same product. So this template can actually be used with those other labs if you're using a different lab. So MPix Pro, you can use it. You can use it for One Vision Imaging or Zenfolio Europe products. So just because we made it for MPix, if the other vendor labs offer that specific product option, that template can be used with those other labs as well. So definitely keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and click OK. All right, so now that I'm going to click publish for sale and hit OK, which we just did, keep in mind, even though I just published it for sale, this still has to be added to your templates or to your price list. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to selling right here. I'm going to click on price list. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a blank price list and make this the only product so you guys can see how this works. So we're going to go add blank price list right here. And I am going to call this one collage demo. All right. Then we'll click add products. And we're going to switch this from being all vendors to being MPix Lab, and then we're going to go home decor, collages, and then down here there should be a 16 by 20 collage. And now you can see there's 6 templates available. That's because the vendor offers some templates as well. So we're going to click on that, and then we're going to click add selected products right here. And then if we want to let the clients have the option of choosing those other vendor templates, we can. If you want to make it to where the only templates that are available are the ones that you created, you can actually click edit templates right here. Switch from being all available to selected templates. And then here's that one that I created. We're going to choose it only. Here are the other ones, but we're going to choose the one that I created only. Hit select. And then you would want to set the price on this. If you were, so you just go up here and make sure you set your price correct. I'm just going to throw in some numbers. And then what we're going to do is come down to the bottom and just save this price list. All right, now the last thing to do is we're going to go back to our photos page. So we're going to go to photos. We're going to assign this price list to a gallery, and then I'll show you how that template works. So we're going to go down here and let's find a nice gallery here to use. Let's see. I think we're going to use the John Smith and Jane Doe gallery. So I'm going to click on that gallery, go over to the price list, and then we're going to set this to just use, let me zoom out here. So we're going to set this to use my collage demo price list. We're going to hit save. And then since I play around with this account so much, I'm going to have to make sure that all of the photos are using the same price list. And if you guys do a lot of playing around, there's a button down here at the bottom. Let me just get to where you guys can see that. There's a button down here at the bottom called Select All. You want to click that. That'll select all the photos in here. And then that will let you know if your photos are all using the same price list as well. By default, they are. But if you've changed them like I have several times in the past, it's a good idea to check. So I'm just setting them to use the same as containing gallery price list. We're going to hit save. All right. So now we are ready to go and check this out. All right, so what I'm going to do is let me just open this up in a new incognito window. So we're going to go right here. First, let's make sure that visitor sign-in is turned off. Good. All right, there we go. We're going to go right here, right-click on this, open link in a new incognito window, and we're now viewing this gallery like we were a client. And guys, I apologize. This gallery is horribly ugly. I've been playing around with it a lot. So this is not a good representation of what Zenfolio should look like. This is, again, my demo account, so it looks pretty crazy. But what we're going to do is just click on a photo. And then over on the right-hand side over here, there is that 16 by 20 collage. Click on that. And we're going to choose that template right here. So we kind of even get a preview of it. We'll hit continue. And then that's going to take us to a page to where we need to add photos. So we're going to be able to see this right here. There's that collage. We're going to go click the add photos button. And now we can start customizing this and changing the photos. So what we're going to do is first let's fix this photo right here. I'm just going to double click on it, kind of drag it down a little bit right there. All right. Now we're going to go over here to these photos and start dragging them over. Now I'm not going to fill the entire collage up, but I'm just going to show you how it works by dragging photos in there. So we'll drag it, and then obviously that crop doesn't work quite perfectly, so we'll just move it around. All right, and let's do a couple more just so we can see here. So let's find one that would be really good for one of these smaller squares up here. All right, so that's going to put that photo in there. Let's do one more over here on the left side. So your client would just drag their photos over till they have the collage designed the way that they want, and then add it to their cart and check out. So that is how you set up a custom collage template. Hopefully that gives you guys some good ideas so you can get in there, be creative in Photoshop, set up some really cool templates, and make them available to your clients. So there's a lot you can do. You can brand your template. So for instance, if you photograph schools and maybe you want to put the school's logo on one of those templates, you could do that. Or sports teams, you know, different clubs and things like that. There are a lot of options that you can do by creating your own custom templates. All right, guys, sorry I was so long-winded today. Let me hop on chat and check in on you guys and see what's going on here. All right, let's see. So we've got Craigslist. He says aloha. Craigslist. Hey, I like that name. That's a sweet name there, Craigslist. Aloha. Hopefully, are you hanging out in Hawaii? I think Home Phone was out in Hawaii not too long ago, if I remember correctly. So he was hanging out and down in Hawaii. Actually, he took some pretty amazing photos, if I remember. Let's see. Roxanne, is it possible to remove the option to allow customers to crop the image? That depends on how you set up that product, Roxanne. If you don't want them to crop the images, then you would have to set it up to where it didn't need to be cropped. And I think Katie sent you a link there in the chat that help you out with that. So definitely check that link out. Let's see. Roxanne said, I would like to create 2 identical galleries, one US and one US ProLab and one in Canada with a Canadian ProLab. Is this the most efficient way to serve US versus Canada? So actually you don't have to create 2 galleries or 2 price lists. You can actually do this in Zenfolio on your price list just by adding you can add a currency to the price list. So let me show you how to do that really quick, Roxanne. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump back into selling. And then we'll go to price list. And let me get chat out of the way here. All right. So we're going to go back to the price list right here. And then what we're going to do is, let me just grab a price list at random here. Let's start with portraits. And this one is going to obviously be made in US dollars. But if I wanted to add Canada to it, or Canadian currency options to it, you definitely can do that. You just go to this little currency option right here. After you have your US dollars price list built, click on currency, and then we'll add Canadian dollars in here, hit save. And then what you'll have to do is, this is going to refresh in a second, and you'll need to add products in the Canadian currency. So now that I have this right here, what we're going to do is click add products, and then you want to check your settings up here. So we're going to select the currency and then maybe shipping to Canada like this, save that setting. And now if we click up here, you can build a price list from the studios that are the labs that offer these options. So Picto is a local lab up there in Canada. You can choose them. Impix Pro and Impix will both ship to Canada as well, and they will offer options in the Canadian currency. But for time being, we'll just go with Picto here really quick. We'll just add some products into this price list, just like this. We'll add them there, and now you can see they're in Canadian dollars, and this is US dollars here. And then if I save this down here at the bottom, we're just going to save that really quick. And then we apply that to a gallery. Hopefully I remember which price list that was. Let's go back so I can make sure I remember the correct price list. Because I will get to the gallery and then totally just forget which price list I edited. Happens all the time. So let's check here and make sure this is the right one. And in fact, we can, oh, see, there we go. Not the right one. Selling and price list. And we're just going to rename that price list. So I think it was this one. We'll just rename that price list. That way I don't forget. All right. So we're going to rename this one to Portraits US and CA. All right. And CA. There we go. And one thing I want to do too really quick while I'm here is just double check my quick shop options for my Canadian options here. So I want to make sure that these are added over in the quick shop, because there is an option in there where the clients can change the they can change which currency they're shopping in. So let's just apply it to this gallery right here. We'll go here, pricing. We'll do this one right here, hit save. And then let's open this up in a new incognito window again. All right. So we have this opened up, and again, it's really terrible looking, I know. But we're going to click on here. And now, since I'm in the US and my IP is in the US dollars has been selected by default for me. However, if there's multiple currency options, depending on the browser setting, it should automatically check and offer the correct currency based on your client's location. If it doesn't, they can click here and they can choose the prices and their shipping destination. So I can click on CAD right here if I'm not seeing it. This is going to refresh, and now it's going to give me the options that I have in Canadian dollars, which apparently I don't have. Oh, you know what? Because I didn't change my shipping. There we go. So I have to make sure that I select shipping to Canada and prices in Canadian dollars. Now, the reason I'm having to select that again is because my computer IP is showing me in the US. And so by default, I'm getting the US pricing. If I was in Canada, it should automatically have that selected for Canada, and I shouldn't have to do it. But the option's there for some reason. Let's say maybe they're on vacation and they're in the US, but they want to have their orders shipped back to Canada. They can go up there and manually switch it right there. So now these photos can be purchased in both Canadian dollars and US dollars and shipped both to Canada and the US just by adding that currency to the price list. So anyway, hopefully that kind of explains it and shows you how to do that. If you have any more questions, Roxanne, definitely let me know in the chat, and I'll be glad to try and answer those for you today. All right, guys, let me jump back to my dashboard really quick. And hey, do me a favor really quick and just make sure that you click the like button below on this video. So make sure that you click that like button. And while you're down there, there's a link in the description below. It says 100th live stream. So August 9th, our 100th live stream is coming up. And we want to do something special for you guys. So there's a couple of questions. It's really short. It should only take you about 2 minutes, I promise. Just let us know what topic you'd like to see for that 100th live stream. And then if you have any other ideas of things that you'd like to see, any crazy things that you'd like to see, there's a section there where you can share your ideas there as well. If you've already filled this survey out, go fill it out again. I don't mind. You can even change your name if you want to. Also, there's a space there if you want to leave a comment about how the live streams have helped you, or just why you love Zenfolio in general. There's a place to leave a comment there, and some of those comments, as long as you check the yes box, we're going to be sharing those comments out on the August 9th live stream as well. So make sure that you're clicking that. If you guys are watching the recorded version of this, I'd love to have you come hang out with me on a live stream, but I understand it's not always easy to just stop what you're doing at 2 o'clock on Thursday and jump on YouTube. But that's why we push out the recorded versions. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're subscribed to us in iTunes. And then those guys, like I said, who are watching the recorded version, make sure you click that link in the description below that says questions for next week. That way I can get your email questions and answer those for you. All right, let me check on you guys here and on chat. So Home Phone says, yep, I was on the Big Island. So beautiful. Super jealous. I have not got a chance to be there, to go out there yet. It's definitely on my bucket list. So the two big things that are on my bucket list right now is to make a trip out to Hawaii and then to hike the AT one day. So that's a big thing that I'd love to do. It's definitely on my bucket list of things to do. So hopefully I can make it out there sometime. All right, Roxanne says the issue is must use a pro-Canadian lab for Canadians, otherwise we pay duties and high exchange rates. Yeah, absolutely, Roxanne, I completely understand. See if you have the option for Picto, because Picto is in Canada, and so hopefully that will bypass that exchange rate that you're talking about. All right, let me grab an email question really quick. So let me jump over here and just grab an email question. So my first question here says, my first question here says that, is it possible to have a few different gallery themes? I basically would like to have a theme for my senior clients and a different theme for commercial, portraits, and sports clients. So I feel like I've answered a question similar to this, but it's definitely possible to have different themes for your different client genres. Now, what you can't have is you can't have several different gallery default settings. So there's not a way to create a gallery default setting for one client genre and another one for a different client genre. However, you can have different themes applied to different galleries. So let's just go into Zenfolio here really quick. So what we're gonna do is just go to my photos page. Let me grab some coffee. All right, so what we're going to do is go to my photos page, and then down here, let's say I've got Joe Smith and Jane Doe here, and they're an engagement client, and I'd like to have engagement galleries have a little bit of a different look and a different feel than maybe my wedding galleries like Ryan and Sarah. Well, what you can do is click on the gallery that you want to customize first, hover over preview and click customize. Now, those of you guys whose photos page looks a little bit different than this one, what you're going to want to do is click the preview button. That's going to open it a new tab, and then there's an edit button that you can click that will let you do the same thing that I'm about to do. But we're going to hover over the preview button and click customize. And I'm actually going to open this in a new tab because I like working back and forth in multiple tabs. And what this is going to let us do is it's going to let us load this into customize view. So now we're in this specific gallery and customize view. And one of the things that I want to do right away is get rid of this big orange banner from, I think, a few weeks ago. So I'm going to go to options first, uncheck use default, and then on page elements here, I'm just going to hide this page banner so it's not sticking up. But now, if this is an engagement gallery and I want to have this gallery to have a certain color to it, all I need to do is set up an engagement theme, or I can use some of the default themes that are in here. So let's say maybe engagement galleries, I'd like them to have kind of this look right here. I can actually click on this, apply it, and now this gallery is going to have its own color look. It's going to be different from the rest of my galleries. So you can see this one right here has this look. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to click the Save as Default button. I'm just going to leave this like it is, hit Publish. And now if we go back and look at other galleries, they're going to look different from this one. So if I go back here and we click on the Ryan and Sarah gallery and I go to preview this, this gallery is still going to have that black look to it with the banner and watermarks. And this one has this other look. So it's definitely possible to have different themes for your different client genres and your different galleries. And in fact, you can create a custom theme and title it for that gallery if you want. Now, I'm not going to go into theme designer on the live stream today with 10 minutes to spare. But what you can do is if you go to our YouTube channel and just do a search for theme designer, there are lots of videos that I go into depth on talking about theme designer, how to customize it, how to change things, and different things like that. So definitely check out that video tutorial. It will help you use theme designer to make custom themes so you can control the colors and fonts of your website. All right, so let me jump back to my dashboard here really quick. Hey guys, we got about 7 or 8 more minutes left. So if you have any questions, don't hold out to the end. Make sure that you get those in the chat now. I want to say a big thanks to Katie too. She's been awesome taking care of you guys there in chat. Make sure that you tell her thanks. I would love to have her come back and hang out with us again. So make sure you guys show her some love. And yeah, as like I said, make sure you get your questions in so I can get those answered before the live stream is over. All right, let me grab another email question here really quick. My next question is there a way to give clients a discount if they order within the first week of their gallery being live? I would like to offer some incentive. My clients seem to think their galleries will be online forever, and I don't like waiting around. Who does, right? Like the whole purpose of being a photographer, aside from just being in love with the art, it is to make some money. I mean, we all want to make money. Nobody wants to wait around. And so you can definitely, there's definitely several different ways that you can offer your clients some incentive to make orders sooner rather than later. And in fact, I think I did an entire live stream on that topic. So definitely go back and check, the live stream archive. I'm pretty sure there's a topic on creating incentives for your clients to order sooner rather than later. I can't remember the title. Maybe I can add it as a link in the description of the video once the recording's put out. But one of the things, my personal favorite thing to do is just to start out with a coupon. You can create a coupon that will give your clients a discount, and you can make that coupon expire. So let's say we just finished a shoot and you want your clients to, you want to give your clients some incentive to hurry up and place a quick order. If you go to Selling, Coupons and Campaigns right here, just click Add New. You can create a coupon that will offer a discount for a limited amount of time. So let's just do an individual coupon. I'll say 3 days here. And for the coupon code, this is what you're going to send out to your clients. I'm going to click in here. I'll call this coupon 3 days 20, whatever you want to call it. Keep in mind, this is what you are going to send out to your clients. And we'll go down here to this. Make sure you have the correct currency chosen right here. Then we're going to choose discount products. We will set a percentage discount right here, and I'll put this to be 20%. So I'm going to give my clients a 20% discount, but only if they order within the first 3 days of their gallery being live. So if I publish that gallery today, then let's say 1, 2, 3, they need to order before Monday. So we're going to say Monday, we'll hit save, and then I would email that coupon out to the clients along with your gallery invite and say, hey, if you order within the first 3 days, use this coupon, get a 20% discount, and that should that should hopefully give them a little bit of incentive to order sooner rather than later. All right, so let me go back to my dashboard really quick, check on you guys here in chat. So Roxanne says, can I move a gallery from clients to portfolio? So you can definitely move your galleries around, Roxanne, absolutely. If you go right here to photos, let's say, and depending on the purpose of why you're moving them, there's a couple of different ways to do that. Let's say we have this client gallery right here. And what we would like is maybe we just want that entire gallery to appear in our portfolio group, because maybe that portfolio group is being shown on our site menu, and we want people to be able to look at this gallery like it's a portfolio. If that's the case, you can hover over the gallery right here, click this little arrow and hit move, and then just select the portfolio group. If that's what you're after, that's one thing that you could do. You could also, if you're clicking on the client's view and you're viewing multiple galleries, and let's say maybe there's a couple of galleries here that you want to move. If you hold Command on your keyboard, you can select multiple galleries like that, hit move, and move them into that portfolio group. That's another way that you can do it. Let's say maybe you don't want to move the entire gallery. Maybe there's just a couple of images in this particular gallery that you would like to show up in a portrait or a portfolio gallery. So let's say maybe we want these first two images right here to show up in our, what do we have here? Wedding photographer portfolio. Now, we don't want to remove those images from the client gallery because they're still using it, but we want to make them appear in that portfolio gallery. What you can do is select those images, and I'm holding Shift and just selecting those. After you have those selected, go to Photo Actions, and we're going to do Copy instead of Move. And you can copy those into whichever gallery that you want. So if I click here, we'll copy it to the wedding gallery. And so now we don't have to worry about those images being removed from the client's gallery. We've just copied them into the portfolio gallery, and now they'll show on both places. So if I go into the wedding photographer gallery here, and we should scroll down to the bottom down here. I think that's where they're going to be. I'm not 100% sure, depending on how this is. This is organized by file name. So if we reorganize this by upload order, maybe it'll show up in the bottom. But there we go, right here. So now those two photos are now inside this gallery, and they're still inside the client's gallery as well. So you can definitely just copy them. That way they are there for both your clients and your portfolio. All right, guys, let me go back to the dashboard. Great question, Roxanne. Lots of people are not familiar with how to move things around and organize them. Love showing people how to do that. When it comes to the point of creating a portfolio and things like that, I definitely recommend copying the photos into new galleries. And guys, if you can stay away from using collections, stay away from using collections like your life depends on it in Zenfolio. I've got a whole video that goes over collections, and they definitely have their place. But the problem with collections is that if we were to move that photo into a collection, it's not a copy of that photo. It's basically a link to that photo, and all of its gallery settings follow it into that collection. And so it's not a good way to build portfolios and things like that. Copying into a new gallery is definitely the route that you want to take. All right, let me check on you guys here in chat. All right, so Rodney says, hello, everyone. Just got here. Got to catch the playback. Hey, Rodney, thanks for joining us. Better late than never. Definitely catch the playback. We went through creating a template. We created a custom collage template, and then I showed you how to upload it into Zenfolio. And guys, you could do a lot with that template. You guys are creative. We're photographers. There is so much that you can do creating your own custom templates in Photoshop and putting them up on Zenfolio. There's just a lot that you can do to offer your clients some really custom products. All right, let's see. Roxanne says, that gives me the warm fuzzies, Rodney. So happy to hear that you had a good experience. Oh, let's see. Kudos to the Zenfolio team. Got some awesome help with pre-orders from the support team a few days ago. Hey, thanks for sharing that, Rodney. The support team is amazing. Guys, if you're watching this and you haven't talked to anybody on our support team, I challenge you to reach out to somebody on the support team. Everybody on our support team are photographers as well. Not only that, but they are all super dedicated on providing you the best experience that they possibly can and giving you the knowledge or giving you the information that you need. So if you have that live chat icon, if you haven't tried it out yet, click that live chat icon and say hi. They will help you set things up. They'll go over different things with you. And then don't forget, on holidays, there's 24/7, 365 days a year email support that I can personally vouch for. I have answered emails when fireworks were going off. There is somebody there to help you with your Zenfolio account whenever you need it. All right, let me see if I can grab a quick email question before we're out of time. So let me jump over here and grab an email question. Let me see. Let me find one I can answer here in the time that we have. I know I've got a good one done somewhere down here. Here we go. I have received payment from a client and I don't know how to obtain it. Help. And sorry, I'm not laughing at your question. There was a sidebar chat going on that I'm laughing at. This is definitely a common question that we get, and I walk people through this process on a daily basis of how to actually get their profits paid out to them. So anytime your clients place an order, as long as you're using Zenfolio's integrated labs, that profit from that order goes into your Zenfolio account. Now from there, you can request a payout for that profit at any time. There's not a charge. There's not a limit on how many times you can do it. You can just go and ask for that money. Now, what a lot of people do, and something to think about, is if you leave some of the money in your account, we'll actually use that first when it's time to renew your account, rather than charging your credit card for your account. So it's kind of a way to let your Zenfolio account pay for itself, leaving some of that profit in there, enough to cover the cost of your subscription. And then when renewal time comes up, Zenfolio automatically charges your account balance first, and Zenfolio is basically going to pay for itself. Now, let me show you how to request a payout. So what you want to do is just go to selling right here. And what we're going to do is go to selling, and right here it says reports and payouts. Click request payout. And we're going to click on this, and this will tell you how much money you have right here. And then one thing you will have to do is you will have to fill out your income tax applicability here. And then if you scroll down here, you can fill all that information out. And then at the very bottom, you can request a payout via ACH, or you can request a payout by PayPal. I prefer the ACH direct deposit to the bank. Unfortunately, it is only for U.S. banks. But you can do a direct deposit. Now, if you don't have a U.S. bank, you can do a payment via PayPal, and here's that option right here. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and basically you just choose the option that you want. If you're doing a PayPal, you put in your email address right here, and then put in how much you want paid out. And then you're going to just save that pay file, that and do a payout or hit continue. Now, the payouts typically take anywhere from 2 to 10 business days, depending on the banks and different things like that. Typically, it's more along the 2 to 5 business days side, but it can take up to 10 days. So just keep that in mind, but that's how you do a payout. Now, really quick, Roxanne is asking about phone support. It is something that we do offer. So we do offer phone support. That is for our advanced plan. So if you have the advanced plan, you're going to have phone support, and you can get the phone support information by going down to your support center right here. And if you open that, and I'm just going to open it in a new tab, open that up, click the contact button right up here, click the contact button, and that will show you the phone support information there. if you have the advanced plan. Now, if you're not sure what plan you have, go up to settings, or for you guys who don't have a dashboard and your photos page looks a little bit different, hover over your username and go to account. Now, if you go there, it will tell you right here, my subscription plan. And if this says anything other than advanced, then you're not going to have that phone support. So definitely, if you're interested in phone support, talk to a Zenfolio customer support rep. They can go over the benefits of the advanced plan. There are lots of great features that you'll get, including that phone support. There are also some additional selling features that you'll get as well. So definitely reach out and talk to somebody about your options for upgrading if you don't have that advanced plan. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard here really quick. And we are getting pretty close to being time, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Make sure that you guys subscribe. And like I said, if everybody could do me a big favor and click that link regarding the August 9th live stream. I really want to do my best to make it something special for you guys, but you guys got to tell me what you would like to see. So the more information you give us, the more times you fill that out and say, hey, we want you to do this, that's the better chance we'll have of me doing something something in there, something special for that live stream. So I'm hoping to make it a lot of fun, to say thank you guys for being so awesome. So make sure that you click that link and fill that survey out. Roxanne says, it says oh wait, Craigslist said, we all knew that you were special. Yeah, it even says so on my account. Yeah. Roxanne says, it says she has the pro plan. So you have the plan level right underneath the advanced plan. So unfortunately that doesn't come with the phone support. You would have to upgrade to that advanced plan to get phone support. Definitely reach out to the support team if that's something that you're interested in, and they would love to help you out with that and go over your options and ways to do that. All right, guys, those of you who are viewing the recording or you didn't get to catch the whole stream because you got here late, hey, no worries at all. Love you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure that you click the subscribe button if you haven't. Watch the recording back over. Don't forget all of the links in the description. So there is a, I forget what all I put in there. There is the tutorial on how to do the custom template only. So if you don't want to watch the whole live stream, if you just want to get that tutorial, if you want to listen to me ramble on for an extended period of time talking about templates and Zenfolio, download that tutorial. Why do I stutter when I say that? Tutorial. Download that tutorial and you can listen to me yammer on as I'm creating it and showing you how to do all that stuff. Also, there is still the link for the custom logo guide. So if you're just getting started in Zenfolio, there's a link down there that will show you how to set up your custom logos. It will give you templates that you can download. Make sure that you click that. And then, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're watching the recorded version, hit up that questions for next week link and let us know what we can help you with. Thanks again, Roxanne, Craigslist. Thanks, Katie, for being such an awesome moderator. Home Phone and Rodney, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us on the great questions. Until next week, I hope you guys all have a wonderful, safe week and a great weekend. I'll see you all next week, same time and same place.